This time on Classic Car Rescue, Bernie and Mario search for one of the world's greatest supercars to restore.
Where's the rest of the car, Mike?
There's trouble in the workshop as their new car's checkered past is revealed.
The Porsche, I think, could be a cut and shut.
No. What have you thought then, Mario?
And tempers fray as the restoration struggles to hit its deadline.
Well, I have to tell you what to do. I gotta come.
You tell me what to do. Do it yourself.
The only one is George.
In just 21 days, an independent appraiser will reveal if they've made money or lost thousands. Bernie Feynman is a no-nonsense Cockney car fanatic.
This is just a travesty. The car's just been left here to die.
Mario Passioni is a Canadian car dealer, a lifelong car enthusiast boasting 30 years in the business.
Every car that I've ever wanted to own looks like it's sitting in here.
In the English countryside, they're trying to find another classic car to restore.
What's under the next tarp?
An Aston Martin.
I'm not a red guy.
But they can't agree on which one to do.
Ah, what? It's a Reliance Scimitar.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Piece of fiberglass crap. Oh, look at this, classic.
What is this thing?
1957, Morris Minor 1000, split windscreen.
I've never seen one before.
You won't. They're rare as hen's teeth.
Bernie, we're not going to restore this car. Forget it.
No, let's give it a go.
Forget it.
Why not? Oh, come
Now
on,
this
Mario.
I
I thought you had taste, sunshine.
I
This
love
is
it.
about 1960, 62.
Well, I don't care what year it is. I
These
love
were a
it.
lump of rubbish. Let's have another look around. You know, there's other stuff all over the place.
There's one car more than any other that Mario would love to restore, and it's not here.
I love Porsches.
The Porsche Mario wants to get his hands on is the German supercar, the 911. It's a car that has always refused to stick to the rules. The engine's not in the front, it's in the back, and its distinctive frog eyes have often been described as ugly. With its speed and breathtaking build quality, boy racers have loved it from the start. To convince Bernie this should be their next project, Mario's borrowed one.
This is a great car.
It's the sound of the engine, which I love. Whoa!
Hang on, you old goat.
I'm hanging on. I've got my teeth on the dashboard. Yeah! God, my son.
It's a great car. It just goes great, man.
It's like raw power.
Well, that's what everybody loves about these cars, Bernie. It's speed.
I know you're taking it for a drive to get inspiration. Whoa! Whoa! Leave me out, Mario. I'll bring me breakfast up here in a minute. Yeah! Great to be in. Seriously, I love this car.
So that's agreed then. The best bargain 911s are from the 1970s. Fully restored on average, they can fetch from $30,000 to $45,000. Bernie and Mario have a budget of just £8,000, which is around $12,000. Since it could cost the same again to restore, if they want to make money, they'll have to stick to their budget. A few days later, they're off to see their first rust bucket.
This car run? Is it kind of there?
No, not really.
What do you mean, not really?
You'll understand when you see it.
What, this one?
No, the next one along.
You are...
That's
That?
Where's the rest of the car, Mike?
in kit form.
Are you joking?
No, be serious. It's spin strip.
Are these all the parts?
These are all the bits.
No
This
way.
is ridiculous.
Nah.
The guys are looking for a project, but this might be too much work, even for them.
So what exactly goes with the car?
Everything minus the engine.
Pardon me?
Everything
Minus
minus
the
the
engine.
engine, yeah.
Are you crazy?
can't be done.
This is absolutely insane. Bernie, did you see this car?
Well, all I saw was a picture.
Did you have your glasses on? Really? What do you want for this?
6.5.
I'm sorry?
What, £6.50?
No. 6,500.
What? £6,500? You think I've got the word schmuck on my forehead or something? We would need at least 4 to 5 guys and about 4 months to make this into a project. But Mario,
Forget it.
no. Mike, look, thanks very much for your time
Thanks for
anyway.
coming out, guys, anyway. But if I can help out with any parts, give me a shout.
The guys are looking for a car, not a carcass. Just sourcing the missing parts for this one could take weeks. So why buy an old Porsche? The 911 came to the general public's attention in the brash 1980s when greed and excess became the order of the day. This was the era of big shoulders and even bigger cell phones. From Monte Carlo to Miami, a Porsche announced you'd arrived in more ways than one. It even came with an optional pinstripe interior. But long before all this, Porsche built its reputation with cars that took the driving experience to the edge. Steve McQueen raced Porsches. Paul Newman was obsessed with them. And James Dean drove and crashed on the way to race his. Buy a Porsche and you buy some serious car history. If only the guys could find one. Bernie's had another tip-off and is heading 200 miles north to the town of Stoke.
Hi. I'm Bernie. How are you?
Is it? Hi,
Pleased to
James.
meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
How you doing?
Cup of tea?
Cup of tea? I've heard that before. Hello, me love.
Hiya.
I'm Bernie. Pleased to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you.
Pleased
Rachel.
to meet you. I have to excuse my accent. I'm Cockney.
Steady on.
Right.
Here she is.
So this is the beast.
This is the beast. Needs a little work.
A little work.
Yeah.
What happened to the roof?
The roof, the paintwork on the roof was pretty cracked up, and
Right.
I think the moisture just got in and started to rust a bit of it away.
Have you got the bonnet for the car?
Yeah, I've got the bonnet around the back somewhere, but yeah.
What about the headlights?
Don't think I've got the headlights.
Oh, the grill's missing. Have you got the grill?
No, not got the grille.
I'll tell you, I'm lucky it's got 4 wheels. Looks like World War II's gone off in here. What an absolute state. Bits missing, headlights missing, the paint, it's like sandpaper. So really, as it is what I'm buying.
This is it. What you see is what you get.
And how much are you going to pay me for taking it away? God, I'll tell you something, the list of parts I'm going to get on that car will be even worse than the shopping list that my missus does every week.
Time to check out the engine.
This is my faithful old tool. So the old-fashioned way, use a long screwdriver, right, with a handle on it, put the metal part on the engine, it transmits the noise, it's like a speaker, and you can actually get a very good overview of what it's like inside the engine. I was happy with that, because that engine sounded really good.
The car's got a good engine, but the owner's been tinkering. To restore properly, this car will need a full bare metal restoration, a brand new interior, and a complete mechanical overhaul. Bernie's maximum budget is £8,000, so he needs to get a seriously low price.
So tell me, how much you want for it?
Looking for 8 for it.
I've come all the way down from London, from Cockney, London, to see this.
Oh, you saw the photos before you came up, Bernie.
Yeah, I saw the photos, but photos lie. They make me look handsome, and that's saying something. Look, I'm a serious buyer. I've got cash on me. I can go up 5. Come on.
No, it's not 5. 7,250, but you...
No way. Well out. I tell you something, I'd rather walk away now.
With the seller refusing to budge, Bernie calls Mario.
Hey, Hey, Bernie, what's happening?
Well, I've been over this Porsche, but he wants too much money for it.
How much does he want for it?
He wants 7 grand for it.
Just the motor alone's worth 5 grand. Just buy it. Don't worry about it. I want a Porsche.
I'm telling you now, I've got a bad feeling about it, right? I'm telling you
I
now,
want
right?
the car. Just buy the
Okay,
damn
all right,
car.
don't shout. If you want it, I'll buy it.
Thank you.
All right, Mario says buy it, so I'm going to buy it. But we're still going to try and get him down some more. 6.5. 6.5.
can't
Oh,
be.
come on, we're not a million
Can't
miles
be.
away.
7 and that's it. I'll shake
Come
your hand
on.
at 7.
No,
and
you
that's-
won't shake my hand at
that's it.
7. Tell you what, 6,900 quid. That's allow me £100, all right?
6,900, but it's got to go today.
Here, go to that.
Go
I'll
today.
pay you right now. Lovely,
Deal.
you're a gentleman. You happy with that? I'm not.
It might not have been the sweet deal Bernie was hoping for, but on Mario's insistence, the boys are now the owners of one of the world's most iconic supercars.
Well, take good care of her, Bernie. Don't make too much of a mess.
See you, mate.
Yesterday, Bernie bought a Porsche 911 that's ripe for restoration. Now, the supercar has arrived at the garage for Mario to see for the first time.
Come on, Bernie, push it.
I am pushing.
Come on. I know you're old, but bloody hell.
Yeah, but I ain't ugly like you anyway, that's something. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Mario, you want a Porsche? I got you a Porsche.
Now that is a car. I really liked the Porsche when I saw it, and I knew I was right about this one. I love it.
Show you the engine. 3.3, Mario.
Oh, fantastic. That's a good, solid engine. Look, it's got a new set of wires on it. The wires are 500 pounds.
It starts on the button.
Did you drive it?
No, because the tyres are obviously illegal, but it did start.
Inside's a little trashy.
Trashy. Half a dashboard's missing.
The roof is a little banged up and dented,
Yeah.
but let's let the boys have another look at it. We've bought cars worse. We've gotten out of it. We've made money. Don't worry about it. It'll work itself out.
Remember, you told me to buy it.
So what will it take to get a car like this to look like this? To fully restore their 911, they'll need to sand the rusted bodywork back to bare metal, repair and respray, rip out and replace the tired interior, rewire half a mile of electrics, and source all the missing parts.
Tires, brakes, all the suspension.
The steering, the bushes,
Steering.
the shock absorbers.
The less they spend, the more profit they'll make. They estimate the work will set them back 8,000 pounds. That's around $12,000.
We're going to spend what we got to spend, the least amount we have to.
The biggest outlay of all is labor, so they've decided to do it in record time. Some restorations can take years to complete. Bernie and Mario plan to do theirs in just 3 weeks.
We're going to make money on this. It's a sports car. It's a Porsche. I mean, like, there's only a limited amount of these around.
Mario's convinced it's a good buy, but he's not the one who'll be getting his hands dirty. That's down to a team of mechanics.
Look at them, all over the car like flies on a dungy.
What do you want now?
Okay, there's a little time schedule.
Oh, here we go.
We got 3 weeks.
How we gonna do this in 3 weeks' time, mate?
All of this.
Well, that's where your expertise
Yeah, but we're not magicians.
We've done it before. This isn't our first project.
Yeah, but it's okay taking it apart. It's putting it back together that takes the time.
That's why we've got the A team. I'm not going to tell you what the A stands for.
If all the parts are here, we might have half a chance.
To carry out a full bare metal restoration, the mechanics first need to strip the car. But while some parts unbolt with ease,
Yeah, that's it.
others are sealed on with 30 years of grime.
Yeah. I found the best bit of the car. Porsche. How many weeks we got to do this?
But as more of the car's shell is revealed, the mechanics uncover something suspicious. Invisible to the untrained eye, To a mechanic, the sign of potential trouble.
Craig, you got a sec? See this section here?
Yeah.
This looks a bit strange to me. It don't feel quite right. Do you see what I mean?
It appears that this car has been patched up, so the mechanics chase back the welds by hand.
It feels a bit horrible, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not nice in there. I don't know whether to say it or not, but could it be a cut and shut?
Possibly. And if that's the case, then it's not worth a carrot.
The mechanics think they found what is known in the trade as a cut and shut. Two damaged vehicles welded together to make a potential death trap. Highly dangerous, and if this is one, it means the boys have blown close to 7,000 pounds. Wayne's got the unenviable job of breaking the news to Mario and Bernie.
I've got some bad news.
Hang on, 1 second.
Sorry, can you...
I think you should hear
Can you
this.
just hang on 1 second,
Hang on,
please?
1 second.
1 sec, okay? No, just please, can you just hang on 1 second? Thank you.
Porsche, I've been over it, looked over it, got Craig to have a look at it, and we've both agreed that we're pretty sure it's a cut and shut.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, for no, leave me out. What have you bought then, Mario?
I don't know what he's bought, but to me it looks like a cut and shut.
Are you 100% on this, or you just, you gotta...
80, 90%.
I need to know if it is or it isn't, or we're scrapping it.
Right, okay, no
All
worries.
right. When the mechanics came and told me that this car could be a cut and shut, I'm thinking, oh, this money we spent on this car just went right down the toilet. We're gonna have to crush this thing. And it was my call to buy it.
If their 911 is two damaged cars welded together, it's game over for the restoration. Mario's seen more bad repair work than most, and he wants to inspect the car himself.
You know, it's all the filler here. There's a weld under there that runs right up to the windscreen panel. It's just not quite right.
There's a little weld here. It's really lumpy here, like there's too much body filler. What is this here? You're the body. Isn't this a little lumpy, like there's too much body filler?
There's a lot of filler in there.
Yeah.
There is a lot.
You know what I think happened to this car? This is what happened. Somebody drove this into a ditch, and it fell on this side. Somebody put a new screen in, because this is brand new, as you all can see, and they just did a sloppy, sloppy job fixing the top up, the roof, and here. And the only way we can tell 100%, if we take this off, if there's a weld on the other side here, then it's a cut and shut. If there's no weld, they just did a bad,
Look, they're body
sloppy
workers
job.
and you're not a medium. Throw it away. You got three chances of that car being half decent.
It's too straight.
Bob open, no open, envelope.
Here, pop the windshield out. I don't give a if you break it, pull it out, and let's decide this right now.
Mario wants to chase the weld back. If it continues under the windshield and all the way through the car, then this is a write-off.
Excellent.
Well, Doctor, what can you see?
Not a spot of weld anywhere. Bad body work, just what I told you. This thing is really just a bad repair on one side that's made to look like a mess.
We haven't got a cut and shut then.
There's no cut and shut.
Hey, thank God, thank Allah, and thank Jesus. I've actually saved 6,900.
You could thank me too for being right.
I was wrong.
Let's go have a
I
beer.
sincerely
Let's go have a
apologise.
beer, old man.
Catastrophe averted, Bernie and Mario leave the guys to get on with the strip down. Doors off, interior out, even the fenders snap off, revealing the remarkable body plan of the 911, behind which lies one of the strangest stories in automotive history. In the 1930s, automotive engineer Ferdinand Porsche created one of the most famous cars in the world. No, not the 911, but its granddad, the Beetle, otherwise known as Hitler's famous Volkswagen or people's car. It had an air-cooled engine that sat in the back, and if you look carefully, some rather ugly frog eyes. Look familiar? After the war, Porsche took the Beetle and turned it into a sports car, one that would become 911. Many of the parts for today's Porsches evolved out of those on the Beetle. Now Mario has to find some for theirs, and to help him, a lesson in how to speak like a Cockney.
Nifty is a 50.
Nifty is a 50.
Right. Deep sea diver is a 5er.
Deep sea diver's a 5er.
The reason Bernie wanted to teach me this so I can get along with the car guys when I go around looking for spare parts.
Best of luck. Now go get us some bargains.
I can always get a bargains with bangers and mash.
So off Mario goes with a long list including shocks and a rear quarter light, a typical restorer's shopping list.
Hey man, how much is this piece of glass over here, this quarter glass?
20 quid, mate.
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
I got all the parts together and then we started bartering for the price.
That's 10, 20, 30, and 20. It's all in 70 pounds.
Really, how about a nifty?
Sorry, what's that?
A nifty.
What are you talking about?
A 50.
I can do it for 60, which is 60 pounds.
I need a battery too.
You're probably looking for 10 quid.
How about a deep sea diver?
What's that? What are you talking
a
about?
Deep sea diver, a 5er.
And he just had enough. He thought maybe I was a jokester or something like that. So when I finally spoke normal English and I offered him cash and we made a deal and I was on my way. So much for all this Cockney stuff.
Back at the garage, the guys have spent 5 days removing all signs of the accident. They filled the holes, ground down any weld marks, and smoothed down the ripples in the roof and fenders with filler. Then they sand everything down before working through the night to produce a dramatic transformation. Black is not its new color, but a baked-on coat of primer used to show up every imperfection.
Go over the whole panel. Don't stay in one area for too long.
Yeah.
And make sure the block's flat.
All right then.
Sort of stay on the flatter areas up here.
Yeah.
And then leave these edges, and we'll do them by hand carefully.
The guys wash the black primer down with sandpaper and water until reaching the gray filler that they've already applied. The only way to know if it's completely smooth is to check it by hand.
Carry on to the back here and then just gradually work yourself forward. But don't forget you've got to come this way as well, because I'm only doing half. I'm not doing your half as well.
When Bernie bought the car, the roof was badly damaged. Now it's on its way to being as smooth as the day it left the factory. Unfortunately, it's a different story under the car.
Disgusting.
The old brake pads, discs, and calipers are all well beyond saving, and shiny new replacements are fitted.
Perfect story.
Then the guys move on to the 911's remarkable rear suspension. A brilliantly minimalist piece of engineering which took inspiration from an unlikely source. Like many military vehicles, Porsches use torsion bar suspension, where two twisting steel bars help counteract body roll. It came at a price. The weight of the rear end acted like a giant pendulum, causing many unsuspecting drivers to spin. But it also gave the car supreme traction, and when mastered, it meant the 911 could corner faster than almost any other car on the road. Back in the workshop, the mechanics have spent 2 days renovating the suspension, replacing the worn shock absorbers.
That's a present for you.
Thank you very much.
And preparing the 911 for its return to the road.
Yeah, perfect. That's it.
It's day 11 of the 3-week restoration, and all that black primer has finally been removed, revealing a totally smooth surface ready for spray painting.
Look at this, eh?
Wow.
Remember there was a little damage here and over here?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Biggest damage was here, right? And that is what worried me there. But no one would ever know that was ever in an accident. No one.
Look,
Perfect.
tight, really tight.
The workmanship that they've done on that Porsche, absolutely perfect. They've done me proud, the guys. For a change, in one instance, I was wrong and you were right, all right?
Thank you very much for a change, but I told you it was a good idea to buy the car.
Finally, there's a truce in the workshop, but predictably not for long.
I want to paint the car silver.
We're not doing it silver, forget it.
As the choice of color soon threatens to ruin a beautiful friendship.
I've already decided on the colour.
What do you mean you decided on the color?
You bought the car, I choose the colour.
Bernie and Mario have just 7 days left to complete their 911 restoration. With the bodywork repaired and protected from further damage, it's time for Bernie to tackle the famous air-cooled engine. Sturdy, strong, and thoroughly reliable, it would be the motor of choice for the 911 for 3 decades. But key to its smooth running is a little marvel of engine mechanics. The distributor, and Bernie's taking it apart.
We're making sure that everything is running correctly on the car. Most important part on the car is the sparks. Doesn't spark properly, you don't go anywhere. This is a very neglected part of the car. It's a distributor cap. It supplies all the high voltage, right, through the distributor cap, through the rotor arm, to the leads, to the plugs, which then ignite the fuel-air mixture. If it don't ignite, it don't go anywhere. It's like being a dentist. Little tiny teeth in there. When the rotor arm turns round, contacts each teeth individually, like that. Being a 6-cylinder engine, it fires 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. If you get 2 of them fire together, it will misfire and you get flames coming out the back. Looks nice, but it doesn't really work very well. You've got to understand that this little tiny piece of plastic, when it's sitting inside the cap and the engine is idling, it's idling at about 800 to 900 revolutions per minute. When you really put your foot down and you really want some power, this thing can go up to 8,000 revolutions a minute. This thing is really moving. Now, what happens is, because it's made of brass there, and the contacts in there are made of brass, you naturally get from static a build-up of carbon. Now, what we're doing is, to make sure that this thing does work properly, we're just taking little bits of carbon off from inside the cap, and that will ensure that our baby really does move.
With the contacts on the distributor cleaned and a brand new air filter installed, the 911's return to the road is rapidly approaching. But there's one piece of bodywork still missing. The famous whale tail has become an iconic part of the Porsche image, but it's not just for styling, it's there for a reason. Acting like an inverted wing, it pushes the back wheels onto the tarmac, increasing the car's cornering speeds, while built-in vents helped keep the ever more powerful engines cool. Bernie and Mario want a whale tail for their 911, and they know just the place to find one.
Mike, nice to see you again.
Hi guys, you all right?
Thought you got rid of us, didn't you? We're like a bad smell, son. We never go away. How you doing, mate?
Yeah,
you
good
right?
to see you again.
Right, guys.
So we got
You got a lot of parts here, Mike. No, this is too new. This is too new.
That's too new. That's a turbo.
This looks good. Let me see this one. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is what we need.
that looks like the one.
Yeah. That's the one we need.
Yeah, that looks like it.
Yeah. How much you want for it, Mike?
100 quid.
Oh, come on, leave it out. Petrol money coming up here, less depreciation, second hand, we're taking it off your hands, 50.
Can't do that.
Tell you what, I'll give you 75 quid. You'll do a dance, a tap, and a couple of jokes.
Done.
With all the replacement bodywork now sourced, the car is ready for its respray.
Like British Racing Green's really nice.
Right.
Forget the yellow, the red, forget it, the pink.
Yes.
A decision needs to be made on the color, but Mario and Bernie have yet to agree.
I want to paint the car silver.
Silver, come on. All this work we've done on the car, put it back the original colour, no way.
Listen.
What?
What creates the value in a car is the original color. The original color in this car is either slate gray or silver.
Every other car you see is silver. Oh, look, there's another silver car. We're not doing it silver, forget it. No, totally disagree.
Since who made you the Pope?
Hang on, who made you the governor? I've already decided on the colour.
What do you mean you decided on the color?
You bought the car, I choose the colour.
So what color will Bernie choose? In the 1970s, Porsches came in a range of fantastically lurid colors, from lime green to sunflower yellow. You could even have pink. Bernie's chosen a color that's every bit as distinctive as any of those. A contemporary take on the original signal orange offered in the 70s. But what will Mario think?
Bernie, you old goat, you painted it orange, didn't you? Stop laughing. Yeah, you painted it orange. It looks good. The car actually looked fantastic. It looked better than I thought it was going to look. Bernie did a good job picking the color. I was really impressed this time.
The tranquility in the workshop is short-lived as Bernie and Mario struggle to hit their deadline.
Well, I have to tell you what to do. I got to come.
You tell me what to do. Do it yourself.
The only one is George Pratt.
Mario Passione and Bernie Feynman are battling to restore a classic Porsche 911 that looked ready for the scrap heap.
Did you drive it?
No.
What do you mean you didn't drive the car?
How can you drive the car? The tyres are bald, man.
They've only 4 days to go before the appraiser arrives, and with the respray complete, the mechanics can at last start the refit. There's lots to do. They need to custom fit a brand new interior, fine-tune the air-cooled engine, and rewire some shoddy electrics. Deep inside the Porsche lies a half a mile of wiring, the killer application of the 911. In any car, the electrics run everything from the ignition and indicators to the gauges and heater. If your electrics aren't working, your car won't start. Unlike the competition, Porsche's electrics were reliable, and that made the 911 the first supercar you could use every day. But the electrics in this car are a mess. With time rapidly running out to complete the restoration, Bernie's at a loss as to why none of the lights are working.
Oh, fuck. Oh. Bernie, let me do something to process this.
You're going to help me?
Yes. It's not the first time I work in a Porsche. I might not be great on electrics, but I can do it.
All right, well then get going, sunshine. Get under the bonnet.
Yeah,
There's a block at the back. Right, just check the wires of the block at the back. Make sure they're making contact, because nothing's happening here. No, it's supposed to be the bloody indicator. What are you doing? You pushing the block in or not?
Yeah, I am. It's in. It's in. I just pushed it.
But it's not. Nothing's happening here. There's no live here.
Try it again. Let me look. Turn the marker light on.
Right, this side.
Not working at all. I can hear the relay, but I can't see the light. Try the other side.
That one there, that one's supposed to work now, okay?
It's not working.
There's nothing happening with that one.
Zero.
I've just wired the bloody things up.
Neither of them work.
But they were working before.
What about over here? What's the matter with these
No,
wires?
don't touch those. Mario, don't touch the headlight wiring. Don't touch the headlight wiring.
Hey, relax. You know what, you old fart? Do it yourself. I've had enough of this.
I'll tell you something, you're about as much bleeding use a chocolate ashtray. Wiring system on a Porsche is highly, highly complex. And if you don't know what you're doing with them, don't touch them.
After 3 more hours, Bernie admits defeat and calls in specialist help.
Trouble with these old cars, they suffer with dirty connections on all the terminals. The rest of the lights on the car seem to be working, apart from the front indicators.
The team now has less than 2 days to finish the restoration, and as work on the electrics continues, the pressure is on to fit the new interior, and the first job is to complete the roof lining. It's a time-consuming task that involves measuring, cutting, and gluing into position.
You know how quick this has got to be finished, don't you?
Yeah.
You got an hour.
We're home and dry almost.
Home and dry. I only wish I had your confidence, sunshine.
But with time ticking away, there's a new problem. The engine won't fire, and suspicion turns once again to the wiring.
It's dead as a door now, isn't it?
How's it going, guys?
It's not going anywhere right now. Main feed for the ECU has disappeared in the making of the repair.
The wire's missing?
Well, it's there, but it ain't getting live.
So how long do you think it's going to take, Stuart?
Honestly, as long as it takes, because it's not wired as it should be.
Well,
so
how long
you've
do
got
you think
nothing
that
to work
is?
for.
An hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? Just give me a ballpark.
I don't know, hopefully under an hour.
Okay, all right.
Hopefully
Let's
under
do what
an
we
hour.
got to do.
So that's all right.
After 2 more hours of troubleshooting, the boys unearthed the problem. Just one faulty wire in the electronic control unit had rendered the car powerless. With the old wire replaced, could the electrical nightmare finally be over? They've cracked it, and with the engine now purring, the team can focus on finishing the restoration. But time is nearly up. It's the mechanic's last full day of work on the 911. Tomorrow, the appraiser arrives to inspect the car, so Bernie's pushing on the troops.
Yeah. We're running out of bloody time. Everyone,
Get on with it then.
don't tell me to get on with it. Everyone's running around like bloody headless chickens.
Under the car, every nut and bolt is checked and tightened.
No.
Grab that off. Get that wheel off.
I'll have to come out from inside.
Replacement parts are screwed into place. And Mario gets artistic, touching up the smallest chips to the paintwork and color coordinating the brake calipers.
2 things I don't like you touching. Number 1's paintwork, and number 2 is definitely electrics.
As the race for completion continues, side skirts are attached. Body panels are aligned.
Lovely job, man.
And the last of the newly refurbished alloys, complete with the Porsche logo, is fastened into place. But as time slips away,
Come on, guys. Look, we've got 24 hours to get this done. It's got to be road safe.
the pressure is getting to Mario.
Okay, we're gonna get this thing down so we get the glass guy in.
The glass guy ain't 14 foot tall, mate. You can't.
Okay, let him
we've got to
finish
get.
that side.
No, we're not letting it off the ramp yet.
There's a sway bar bracket that should go on there.
Hang on. Will you go and do something else? We don't need 4 people doing the same thing. Go and do something else.
You know what, Bernie? You're getting pretty lippy.
Yeah, I will get lippy. He tells me I'm not supervising properly. It's late. I'm tired. The guys are tired. We're getting it done. That's it. I blew a gasket.
It's unbelievable. I have to tell you what to do. I gotta come.
You tell me what to do.
Doesn't look
You
like you're
tell
doing
me.
anything.
If
This
you
is
had
a-
half a brain or half my knowledge, you might know what the you're doing. But you don't. Now go away.
Okay, that's enough. We gotta get this done.
I tell
this
you
is
what.
ridiculous.
Do it yourself.
The only one is doing is
Yeah.
George.
Oh dear.
Prat.
If the guys don't stop arguing, they'll never finish the car in time. Mario and Bernie's 911 restoration got off to a shaky start.
The Porsche, I think, could be a cut and shut.
No. What have you bought then, Mario?
Fortunately, the suspicious welding proved to be nothing more than some shoddy repair work.
There's no cut and shut.
Hey, thank God, thank Allah, and thank Jesus. I've actually saved 6,900.
You can thank me too.
Despite the ups and downs, Harmony has returned to the workshop.
I didn't like the color, but it came out nice.
It grows on you like you grow on me.
Well.
After just 21 days, the 911 is complete. 3 weeks ago, it was a wreck, rusting away on a suburban driveway. But now, she looks like this. Dramatically restored to almost showroom condition. The bodywork is gleaming. The interior, custom made. But it's been a tough challenge. The poorly patched up body was stripped to bare metal, repaired and resprayed. And a completely new interior has been fitted. All this cost $8,000. Bernie and Mario managed to source all the replacement parts for around $3,000. Total cost of restoration, $11,000. The original cost of the car was another $11,000, so Bernie and Mario need a valuation of $22,000, or around 14,000 pounds, just to break even. The man who will make the judgment is independent car appraiser Dylan Miles. Dylan knows everything there is to know about the classic car market, and he's a hard man to impress.
Hello, Bernie. Hello, mate. Let me get the car bought out for you. Mario! Okay.
Wow. Striking.
He's a very well-respected person in his trade. And, of course, his opinion, whatever he says about a car and the value, really does count.
How do you like our beautiful car?
I like the colour a lot. I think it really suits the car. Is this front bumper original?
Well, it was on the car when we got it.
OK. I don't think it's original.
Well, I know it's not an original bumper. It's a pattern part. But it looks good. It came with the car.
I like the piping.
Yeah.
Brings the colour out nicely. We've got a bit of flaking paint here, chaps.
That whole section there, we just got to touch it up.
Right.
Just got me a little worried, you know? Hasn't missed anything yet.
No.
Was this whale tail on the car when you bought it?
No, we actually bought the whale tail separately.
I have to say, it's not the cleanest engine bay I've ever seen.
We haven't had time to clean it up a bit, but it sure runs like hell.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Can we
All
fire
right,
it
let me
up?
fire it up for you.
Can you rev it up? OK.
Once Dylan's forensic inspection is complete, he'll give his professional opinion on what he thinks this 911 is worth.
My impressions were that the paintwork has been done to a high standard. Whilst it's not a traditional heritage Porsche colour, it's still very similar to that was used in the 70s, and especially with the whale tail. You know, it's got such a really iconic period look.
I took lots of notes to value her. I'm thinking, hang on, this is either good or it's bad. And that's the time you hold your breath.
Right then, chaps. See you soon.
All right.
22 grand?
We made 8 grand.
So 22, it's not bad.
That's fantastic.
That's a serious lot of money to make on a car.
I think that's a good profit in the time frame that we had.
How are we going to celebrate?
Let's go for a spin.
Go! Yes!
Yeah, baby. This car came out nice.
I'll tell you something, it was worth all the hard effort. A lot of effort. Whoa, sort them out. We've just repaired the car. You don't want to...
I just tested it out. Just tested it.
Yeah. Even though the car's wonderful, you've now got to move on to the next car.
Well, what kind of car you want to do next?
I'd like to do a Bentley.
Bentley, how about an Aston Martin? Or we could do an Alfa Romero.
It's not really a classic car, is it?
Yes, it is. They've been around since the 50s.